Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about how to recover from a Google algorithm update.
Fun.
Let's talk about what is it?
Let's talk about the algorithms.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. There is core algorithms and Google algorithm updates that are consistently distributed from Google throughout the year, depending on what it's seeing, how SERPs are generally being manipulated or the changing in the technologies as it comes through. So as technology progresses, as users are using websites on scale, Google has to put parameters in to adjust its SERPs or its rankings and the way it ranks websites to make sure it's giving the right content to the right people. So it does this by leveraging these algorithm updates, which are focused around kind of key aspects of search. So whether it can be to do with keywords, whether it's to do with content, whether it's to do with AI, whether it's to do with backlinks, whether it's, it can be a multitude of different things. And they keep adding this technology into SERP, and that's what affects website rankings, and that's what the algorithms are. So we see 2, 3 a year. I think last year was like 4.
Core updates.
Yeah, core updates.
Yeah.
And it creates a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something one way and getting really, really good results, and then an algorithm comes out and can penalize what you were doing, you can see the opposite effect, and you can see a big drop really quickly.
You can see its shift in parameters of focus. Like we found last year, a few of its updates were focused on quality backlinks.
Yep.
And then recently it's shifting towards more quality content.
Yep.
So it's just shifting its parameters to make sure that ultimately it's showing the most relevant information to a user when they're searching for a particular solution on Google.
Definitely.
So I guess it goes into how do you know if you've been affected by a Google algorithm update?
Yeah, it's timing's a big thing. So it's if you've got any tools, or if you're monitoring your website, or if you've got an agency that's monitoring your website, generally it's within those core update rollouts. So when an update happens, which Google does let you know, they're like, we're running an update, it's going to be X, Y, Z, and it will roll out over a period of 4 to 6 weeks.
It doesn't actually tell you exactly what it is, though.
No, it doesn't.
Unfortunately.
No, and we saw that with the last update, and there was a rollout of what was it, website abuse, or
site reputation
site reputation abuse was a recent one. Yet the core update came out, but the reputation abuse didn't come out.
Hasn't come out yet.
Hasn't come out. So yeah, that's something that you've always got to consider. But generally what we see is when those algorithms do come out, you can see that fluctuation in your ranking. So it's kind of monitoring it over that 4 to 6 weeks post an update, post an algorithm update. And
Another thing to check as well is if you feel like your website's been hit by the algorithm update is go into Google Search Console and check in the manual actions there. Sometimes you can get flagged for something. But another key factor is just a significant drop in traffic. So if you see steadily month on month, say 2,000 visitors, organic sessions to your website, and then all of a sudden it's 500.
It's halved or something.
You can start looking and being like, okay,
potentially some reasoning.
What's happened here?
Yeah. And we see it a lot. So we do see a lot of clients that can be affected by these updates. Not so much when they're engaged with us, but more when they're coming to us.
Yeah.
So
it's more like a knee-jerk reaction. They're like, I've dropped in traffic.
Yeah, help.
Like,
send the account our way and fix it. Which is why we're talking about this. So a big part of the algorithm updates is it's about not setting your SEO campaign up to try and get those quick wins. And that's pretty much the crux of it. If you're in a position where whether you're doing it yourself, with a freelancer or with an agency that's in it trying to get you those quick wins, generally you're going to be the one that's going to get hit. Yeah. Because Google isn't the quick wins generally will come as quick as they'll go. It's just the way that it works. Yeah. So if you're setting up a campaign and you've established a campaign based on good quality content, good, call it white hat SEO, everything is by the book, everything is, you're not framework the way that Google would want you to do it, and it's for the users, not just for your rankings, you generally don't see the effects.
No,
however, if you go the other way and you're trying to batch loads of content, AI,
smash backlinks,
buy domains and redirect them, all of these things that we know isn't best practice. When the algorithms come out and they address those more aggressively, you see those effects, and you see them quick.
You get flagged for manipulating the Google algorithm, and Google can see that, and these core updates are getting better and better at identifying that. So if you are doing that, I don't recommend it.
So how do you correct it?
How to correct it? So I guess the first place to start is have a look at what keywords have dropped or what pages have reduced traffic. And then you can have a look at what keywords were then obtained on that web page that were ranking, but now they're not. And then identifying that, then looking at the SERPs and seeing whether the SERPs has changed. So whether maybe Google's prioritized the GMB to come up first and you're now 5th on the page, or maybe the search intent has changed. And then from that, you can look at competitors of, okay, well, what content am I missing on my page? And maybe the page that was ranking, competitors have, or Google's now weighted higher a competitor that has more value on their page. And that gives you an idea, okay, well, maybe we need to flesh this page out a bit more with better quality content. You could also go into backlink analysis and have a look at any of the potentially low quality links that you have and that might be causing a detriment to your website. But I think I do recommend engaging with an agency to do this. There is a lot of time to an analysis to look at the website to identify exactly what has caused that. And it might not just be one root issue. It might be a bunch of things all together. And Google's just been like, you are manipulating the algorithm.
It's handy when you're working, and again, we're not here to spruik the agency or, but working with anybody that has got
expertise in this space.
The volume of insight. When we're working on over 100 accounts plus or whatever it is, we get to see those updates, and when they come through, we can see it on scale. So we can quite quickly see that correlation between what has affected it and what isn't affecting it, and vice versa. When somebody loses, somebody also wins. So we can see where that comes through. So it's a lot quicker for us to be able to jump in and go, algorithms come out, we know it's covering X, Y, Z. This is the parameters that Google have spoken about. We then see 60, 70% go up, 40% go down, and we can then see those differences and go, well, these sites were penalized because, these sites are winning because, and then we can meet in the middle there and go, well, this is the implementation we need to put forward to make sure that we're getting the most now from the current status and the current, do's and don'ts of what Google's looking for. So it can be fixed. Generally, it's not quick turnarounds. It's that thing, right? If you've been in a place of somebody manipulating your website rankings to get those quick wins, you have to now go by the book and do it the right way. But if you are doing it the right way, if you are putting out good quality content, if you are doing manual link building, or if you're doing skyscraper content, or if you're doing, Harrow, whatever you might be doing to generate links, and you're putting, time and effort into what you're putting out from your website asset or any of your digital marketing assets, generally you're gonna do well in the long run. So definitely cool. You got anything else to add on that?
I think just another point to add is that sometimes with an algorithm update that we see with clients is that a website may not necessarily be hit by the update, but you may see a few up and downs with your keyword rankings. And occasionally we do get a few emails of like, why am I now 2nd, not 1st? And it's Google just
testing.
It's just testing and gets a little bit grumpy in the SERPs, and sometimes it's just moving things around, and it's just a bit of a waiting game and making sure that us as SEO specialists are not like, we know what the right thing to do is.
Definitely.
Just seeing it out. But if we do see a significant drop, that's where we go in and be like, okay, well, what is Google prioritizing this update and what do we need to do? But majority of the time, if you are doing the best practice work, like you said, that it's just a few week rollout, and then everything will just
settle down.
And go back to normal.
Definitely. All right. We'll leave it at that for today.
Awesome.
Thanks again.